All right, so welcome to your 20-minute shoulder and heart opener. So this is specifically for those of you that might not have a full hour to kind of open up and release that tension in your body. But even 20 minutes is going to be amazing. This is also for those of you that sit at a desk and you know that you slump forward or your posture isn't all that great, you have a tight chest or tight shoulders, okay? You will need a couple of props for this class, so a couple of pillows. If you have a bolster and block, you are going to set up like I have. So something to just prop up the bolster at the far end, so that's on a bit of that angle. If you don't, no worries. You're just gonna stack two pillows over top of one another. We're gonna start in supported fish, my favorite supported and gentle opening for the front of the body and the heart. So if you have two pillows, you'll just slowly start to lower yourself down so that the pillows pick up the backs of your shoulders and then chin can tilt up. Okay, if this feels like too much for the back of the neck, just take another pillow beneath the head until that's comfortable. Okay, arms will come out wide. If you were using the bolster, same idea. Walk your low back up towards the bolster and just drape over top. Okay. You're welcome to always straighten out your legs or butterfly your knees, so yogi's choice. And then reach through your left fingertips. So even pressing the back of your left hand into the ground. And then start to tip your chin over to the right. So reach through the left side and then chin drops over to the right. Hold here for one more breath. And then gently gather your chin back up through center and soften into your left arm. Do that on the other side. So reach through your right fingertips, press the back of your hand into the ground, and then slowly let your chin travel over to the left shoulder. You'll feel a sensation down the top of the shoulder, outer arm, maybe side of the neck. Then come all the way back up through center. Let's find the other side again. Reach through your left fingertips, and then slowly let your chin rest heavy towards the right. Take 3 full breaths. And then on your next inhale, you'll lift your chin back up through center, soften into your left arm, and find the other side. So right arm extends out, chin drops over to your left. 3 full breaths wherever you've landed. You'll gently bring your chin back up through center and just soften into both arms and find a comfortable place for them to land. So we're just gonna hold here for about a minute or so and use breath to really puff out the chest. So as you inhale, let your sternum rise up, maybe even towards the ceiling or up towards your chin. And then as you exhale, just let your back body rest heavy. Chest draws away from your head. Inhale, breath, feel the expansion of your chest and maybe even your belly. And exhale, soften into your shoulders, let that go. So take about 5 or 6 more breaths. And with each exhale, think about releasing any tension you're holding in your shoulders, in your head or neck, or even face. You can soften through the jaw, relax your eyes. Just allow yourself to breathe. Gently start to gather your hands in closer to your body. And just reach overhead. Take a nice big full body stretch. Point through your toes. You can extend your legs long if you'd like. As you exhale, just soften into those joints. Okay. Gently draw your fingertips up towards the sky, so hands on over top of your shoulders. Reach for opposite elbow or even forearm. Okay, if this feels like too much with the bolster, just roll over to one side, take those props out from underneath and come onto a flat back. Okay, and then rejoin in the movement. Take a full inhale through your nose. As you exhale, drop your left elbow towards the left side of your mat and let your right arm draw across your body. And then inhale, breath lift back up through center. So you have the square shape over your chest. Exhale, bend deeper into your right elbow and left arm extends across your heart. And just move through this a couple more times. So exhales where you start to lower elbows to either side. Inhales where you lift up through center. You might feel this into the deltoids, big muscle group of the upper arm and shoulder. Maybe feeling this elsewhere, but just pause whenever you start to feel that sensation with the breath, and then move again as the breath starts. And let's take one more round of breath and movement. And come all the way back up through center. Now imagine you're on a beach sun tanning. Start to slide your hands together, interlace your fingers, and take your hands to the back of your head. Okay, so your elbows might touch the ground if you are up on pillows. If you're up on a bolster, elbows will probably just hang heavy. Okay, check in if your throat is overexposed here. Slightly humble your chin towards your chest. You start to feel the back of your neck lengthen. You soften your shoulders down your back. And let's take 5 full breaths. Breathing all the way to your belly and then emptying out completely. Two more breaths. On your next inhale, slowly rise your elbows up towards the ceiling. You can use your hands to help curl your head into your chest and just roll yourself over to whatever side is accessible. Find fetal position for a moment. Head rests heavy into your bicep. Close down your eyes. You feel that opening that you've already created in your chest, and just allow that to saturate maybe any other tense areas of your body. Use your hands to press you up to a tabletop. Now you might have all these props in the way, so you're just going to gently move them out in front of your mat, or if off to the side works better. Okay. Leading into tabletop, stack your shoulders over top of your wrists and hips over top of your knees. Okay. I'm just working to some protraction and retraction of the shoulders, so we want a little bit of stability even though we're opening them up. So spread your fingertips wide. Okay, and then puff out the back of your chest and push into your hands and feel your shoulder blades separate. You're going to keep a fairly neutral, flat back. And then as you exhale, lower your chest between your forearms, let your shoulder blades slide together. Okay, so just move with that. Inhale, press into the ground, puff out the back of your chest, and then exhale, feel the ridges of your shoulder blade draw to center. And just move through this a few more times. The slower you go, and the pauses that you hold at the end, it's going to be more challenging and a little bit more work for the stabilizing muscles, okay? So I do encourage you to follow the breath. Don't rush the breath with the movement. Really, really, really match your movement with the length of your breath. So long, slow, inhales and exhales. Let's take 3 more. If this is feeling like a lot for your wrists, you can always walk your hands a little bit further up, and that will help to take just some of that creasing out of the wrists. All right, the next time that you come back through center, pause. Now, if you have those props, you're going to use them again. So you can use blocks or pillows. It's just going to give you a little bit more height. Start to lower your forearms onto those props while you keep your hips over top of your knees. 2 different variations of this. You can keep your palms either dangling off your props or hands to the earth. Optional, bring your palms together in a prayer. Pick your hands up and over top of your head so your thumbs land to the nape of your neck. Forehead can rest heavy on the ground, or if it feels better on a pillow, that's always optional. If this is just too much today for the shoulders, or you're feeling any really deep pulling in the joint, just walk your knees forward, and you can always sit your hips back. Take this same variation in child's pose. Okay. Wherever you are, we're just gonna stay for about a minute or so. So about 8 full breaths. Breathe into the sensation that's happening in your armpits. Lengthen through your side body. And see if you can just simply allow yourself to be in this moment. All right, now if your arms are overhead, gently release the pinky side edge of your hands to the ground, and then release your palms down. Walk your hands in towards your body until they land over top of your shoulders. Okay, scoop your feet out to the right and then land yourself onto your left hip. And just turn so that you are in a seated butterfly. So you can stay facing the top of your mat. I just have a few living props in the way. All right, this is one of my favorite for tops of the shoulders and those upper traps that tend to get really, really tight. You can either wrap your hands around the fronts of your shins and ankles, or I like to come underneath. So you can scoop your hands underneath your ankles and fingertips wrap the front. If you need extra support for your hips, if this feels like a lot, just take your pillows underneath your knees, okay? As you inhale, start to bend your elbows to the sides of your rib cage. Draw your heart forward, just a slight tilt of your chin up. As you exhale, curl, round back, hug your chin to your chest, pull your hip bones towards your ribs. Inhale, breath, bend into your elbows, heart leads the way, gaze comes up last. Exhale to curl, round back. Let's take that 3 more times. Last 2. Really slide the shoulder blades together as you inhale, and then let them separate fully as you exhale. All right, last one. This time as you curl and round back, I want you to hold. Let your head hang heavy. Straighten out the arms so that your arms aren't doing a whole lot of work to be here. It's just gonna be your fingertips gripping. And then tilt your pelvic bowl back. So think about tilting your tailbone to the ground, lifting the front of your hips up towards your chin. Okay, so really rounding through the entire spine, lumbar, thoracic, and your cervical spine. And then puff out the back of the body as you breathe in. So we're just gonna stay for a few more breaths. If you need a break, you're always welcome to come back up to a neutral spine. Otherwise, feel your shoulder blades slightly separate even more as you inhale. And then soften your shoulders away from your ears as you exhale. That's gonna give you that deep opening of the traps. Let's take one more breath just like that. On your next inhale, bend into your elbows, start to draw through center. You might even take that slight opening of the chest as you bend your elbows and lean forward, and then come all the way back through center. All right, take your hands to your knees, and then gently bring your knees up. Okay, come into a comfortable seat. Okay, so just one more movement before we drop into Shavasana. So as you inhale, reach your arms all the way up. We're going to target the side body now. As you exhale, pour over to the left. So left fingertips to the ground, right fingertips reach over. Inhale, breath. Use the side body. Feel the right side body contract. That's going to pull you all the way up. Both hands to the sky. Exhale, other side. Right hand comes down. Left fingertips pour over. All right, inhale, breaths will pull you up through center. Reach and lengthen through the arms. Exhale to dip over. Okay, make sure your shoulders stay down the whole time. Inhale, rise up. And exhale over. Okay, let's take one more to each side. Last one. All right, coming all the way up through center, interlace your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders up and down, start to hug your shoulder blades together behind you. Okay, let your knuckles pull towards the earth, and then just lift up through the sternum like someone has a string attached to the middle of your chest, and they're just pulling it up towards the sky. Okay, and then to get a nice juicy stretch into the back of the neck, instead of keeping your head neutral, you can tip your chin down towards your chest. You might start to feel some sensation along the cervical spine. Just make sure that this is serving your body. If this doesn't work for you, you can always just take the chin up, no problem. Just take 2 more breaths. And then gently release the grip of your fingertips. Just take your arms out to the side and shake your hands out. Just kind of let that go. Yeah, there you go. All right, so we're moving in towards Shavasana. Now you can take Shavasana on your back. Just lay yourself down. You might even hug your knees into your chest as you lower, and maybe give yourself a bit of a rock. I'll offer you another version of Shavasana that, oh, Copper is coming to say hi before you go down. Another version of Shavasana that is my favorite, which is actually on the belly. So if you're gonna join me in this variation, you'll use your props again. So either 2 blocks if you have them, or I'm gonna show you with pillows. If you're using blocks, use them on the first or the second highest level. So, lowest or second highest level. If you're using pillows, just kind of roll them up as I have. You'll take the pillows to about shoulder width distance, and then lower your chest between the pillows so that the fronts of your shoulders land on them. Okay, and then take your hands back, palms face up. Optional, you can just let your forehead rest onto your mat. Or if you'd like, and you have another pillow available, you can always place that underneath your forehead, just to give the back of your neck some length. I really like to take my feet out a little bit wider. My low back tends to be kind of tight and a little bit finicky. So you can always walk your toes to the edges of your mat, let your feet fall in, or your heels start to drop in. If you're on your back in Shavasana, again, if low back is tight, scoop some pillows underneath your knees, or you can always bend and plant your feet. Okay. Close down your eyes wherever you've landed. And just start to become acutely aware of your breath. You send yourself some gratitude for just moving your body, for paying attention to maybe some areas that have been asking you to give them a little bit more love. Maybe even notice this expansiveness across your chest and your heart. Physically opening up some of these muscles that tend to hold on to tension. But also, we really worked into the heart center today. And heart center is an area of compassion, of unrequited and unconditional love. So perhaps anything that you've really been holding on to lately that has felt restrictive, it's felt tight, sticky. Perhaps just sending yourself some compassion to let that go. Maybe some space to just breathe through that and step back into this feeling of expansiveness and opening. I'll leave you here to close off your practice. You can take as much time as you need to come out of this. If you are thinking about moving right away, I encourage you to take 5 more breaths, okay? So resist that urgency to get up and shift. If you're gonna stay for a little while longer and just enjoy the benefits of this pose, know that you are so welcome to. And truly, from the bottom of my heart, so much love and so much gratitude. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.